think men's mental health is often overlooked?
I think so. And unfortunately, man, I think by us often,
True.
men, but men and women. I just think, but I think by us, because we grow up as men, you're supposed to be tough. So we grow up, if you complain, if you have any issues, it's, man, come on, man, quit being soft, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that always, you don't never want to come off as soft. And then as men by nature, we are providers and protectors. We the ones that's supposed to be protecting our families.
Right.
But sometimes it's like, man, you trying to protect and provide for your families, and you can barely protect and provide for yourself. You know what I'm saying? At times,
When I think about it, kind of in a nutshell, and it's just kind of come across my mind, that men are more likely to destroy themselves than somebody else destroy them mentally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with kind of like what you and I talked about. I don't think there's enough men support. I don't think there's enough people who really care about and is not worried about masculinity. I've told the people that I care about, because I've lost close people. I've lost those people that, Dre, when he passed, I got lucky enough to hug him a week before he passed. And I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah.
And the last thing he said to me, he said, "Love you, bro." A week later, he was gone.
Unexpectedly young. What was he, in his 30s?
No, Dre was a few years older than me, so maybe he was my age.
Young though, super young.
I mean, bro, at what point, if it happened to him, I could literally go take a shower like he did right now and pass out and hit my head and be over.
Man.
For me, I don't really care what other people think. I used to a whole lot. I really, really cared, but I don't think we protect men. When you have more men checking up on you and friends, they care. No more than like, "Hey, bro, how you doing? We ain't talked in 2 weeks. I just want to make sure you're good." Or if a friend hits you up, like, "Yeah, really going through it," take the time to call him. I don't know mentally how I could deal with a very, like you or somebody that I'm really close to, that I know very well, and get a call from one of your family members saying he took his own life. That would be very hard to live with, right?
Yeah.
Because why didn't I know?
And because a lot of times we as men, we are taught to just keep it inside, keep it all inside. But things build up over the course of time, and we never deal with it. We just put it to the side, because we there's always another bill due. There's always a mouth to feed. You got it. So it's like another problem to solve, and it's usually most of the time on you as a man. And so your feelings and what you going through internally, you don't even really have time to deal with. There's no time.
No.
That's a recipe for disaster, And like you said, as men, it's just not the cool thing to, talk. When you talk, what do we say to each other? No matter what, rain, sleet, hail, snow, man, you been all right?
Yep.
What you gonna say? Yep.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We always, even when we know we not good, it could be all bad. There's been times in my life where everything was bad. Health was bad. Relationship was bad. Just my everything. You know what I'm saying? Family issues. And it's like, but you hit me up, man, you been all right? Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Why is it that we would say we're good when we're not? What would be your, like, if somebody walked up and you was like, "Nah, I'm good. What would be your reasoning for if somebody said, "Well, why would you tell him, man? I know what you're going through"?
Because as a man, it's always do it yourself. We're so prideful. We got the ego. I don't want your help. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it.
So you think it's actually like a mentality of a man?
I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's a mentality that is developed over time, from the time you were a little boy, because most of us is usually like mama's boys is when we young. But then over the course of time, it's just like, now I want to stand on my own. Everything, I'm going to handle everything.
Man, I love my mama. I was mama's boy.
Me too.
All the way to the end.
Yeah, me too. And it's just also, it's just a standpoint of like I said, I'll figure it out. It's because as a man, you take pride in not begging.
Or asking for help.
Which and that's a bad trait. You know what I'm saying? Because we should, if you need help, you should ask for help. That's common sense. But we don't use our common sense when it comes to that.
being so prideful. Guilty. I'm a man. But being so prideful that, like the suicide thing, you're not talked in depth about that. And I dealt with so here's the thing. I believe people do deal with mental depression. I was in a mental depressed state. And somebody said, well, how do you know you're not depressed? How do you know you don't deal with depression? And I said, I think there's separation for some people. I was in a depressed state. And the reason that I can say that is because you know me now. Do you think I'm in a depressed state?
No.
Do you think I deal with mental depression every day?
I wouldn't say so. No.
But one way or another, you would never know because you get that from me.
Yeah.
Right. I don't deal with it, but the fact that I went through it and people are like, oh man, just be careful. All this stuff is going to stem from something. I'm like, bro, I just lost my parents, man. Just allow me to be really sad. Allow me not to want to laugh. And I think sometimes it's just the support of men. I think the emotional part, right, is having somebody who can relate to you. Like you're another guy, you're another man.
Yep.
And like you said, men are natural problem solvers. And this is why we have so much problem in our relationships. You know that? This guy said, when we hear a problem, right, we're immediately thinking about one thing. What is it?
Solving it.
That's it. No emotion, you just want it to be solved.
Yep. Just want it to be over.
Just like that. Women, they don't want men to solve their problems. They want them to listen to their problems, right? And that's just the way men and women work. And if you talk to I think to most women, at least, that I've talked to, and even my lady, I said, well, why is it like you start talking about something and I give you a problem? She said, I don't want you to solve it. I just want you to listen to me. That's different. Men don't want to listen. Men want to solve problems. The action solves the problem.
And then when you can't, you want to solve the problem. And when you can't solve the problem, that sends you into depression.
We are our own worst enemy.
Yeah. And then women, a lot of times I hear women all the time say, you could talk about it. You could talk to me. You can open up to me. I'm here for you.
It's a dangerous situation.
It is dangerous because a lot of those same women that say that will use that as artillery against you. Let you get on that woman's bad side. Let y'all get into an argument or something.
Make her mad.
She, talk about you,
make anybody mad.
Yeah.
Friend, wife,
anybody. Yeah. Like you said, it don't necessarily got to be a woman. You're right. It can be yeah, man. I remember when your punk ass was, you know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, I came to you vulnerable, bro. I was hurting, bro. And then that's when you get that mindset of, you know what? Man, never again. Keeping it to myself. I don't care.
From that one person.
Yep.
But that really kind of, I think, shows how sensitive men really are, right? Because when we come out of our shell and we talk about problems, I've been fairly lucky. She knows a lot about me, a lot. But man, yeah, just the evilness of men or women, like doing that to a point of you can destroy somebody, like just by your words.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like, it's the personal stuff that I tell. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff that it's going to go when I go.
Yeah. Take it to the grave.
My secrets, somebody else's secrets, whatever it is.
Word.
But there's just some things that I just think that, like, if I shared, right, I can already see the situation. Like, if it's used against me, I'm like, man, I'm probably going to do something it's just not gonna help the person. Like, it's not gonna help it. I'm a problem solver. I don't want to create more problems.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I'm working all the time, which is what men do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get in our head in depression and we will start creating problems that don't even exist.
Oh man, I'm notorious for that, man. I'm an overthinker, man. I think stuff, I think stuff through too much, and it's a gift and a curse, but the curse in it is sometimes I can't get out of my own head. And like you said, sometimes I'll think things are there that's not even there because I'm just overthinking. And it's like, but I will say this, shout out to, I know a few women that's super cool that have been there for me that, have extended that olive branch and just been like, hey, I know what men go through. You know, I'm not a man, but I know that y'all keep stuff compacted in. Y'all don't really release. And if you ever need to release, you know, and you need somebody to vent to, I'm here. So shout out to them few women. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, but it's just, as men, like you said, we don't vent a lot because it's just like, man, okay, even if I vent, like you said, we're problem solvers, right? It's not gonna change the problem. I vented, I just told you something, but that problem still exists for me. You know, thanks for listening.
You get angry when you start talking about it? Like if something really hurt you, right? Like something really did wrong, you don't really get angry until you start like actually not even thinking about it.
Addressing it, yeah.
But if you start speaking about it, I mean, I know I do. And then I'm immediately like, I really want to bring this up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why, because I never even thought about it. But
like you said, I'm down to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
If we're gonna solve the problem.
Yeah.
But if we just talking just to talk about it and it's not going nowhere, like you said, that'll make me angrier. It'll make me, you know what I'm saying, more upset, because it's like, man.
Because it's boiling water, right? Like as you're talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think just more people need to be okay with not being okay. I've heard that so many times, and I really do like it.
Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay.
Yep.
It's okay to wake up and have a bad day. It's okay.
It's sad when you get to that. It's just thinking about, like, the action is sad of somebody taking their own life, but then it's even sadder just thinking about that a person got to that point where something happened in their life, or a multitude of things have happened that they felt like they had to take their own life. They rather kill themselves than to talk about it and get help. You know what I'm saying? Like that's sad in itself. Just think, man, you had that much issues in your brain or your mind, and you just like, you know what, man, I just want to end it all. You didn't feel like, because that's how I feel. Like when a person gets to that point, it's almost like it's to the point where there's no more talking. They don't feel like anybody can help them. It's not a good enough therapist. There's not a parent. There's not a sibling. There's not a friend that can help them. You know, you might vent to that person, but again, the problem is still there. And when a person takes their life, they feel like that's the only solution to the problem is ending themselves. That's crazy, man.
You know, one time, years and years ago, I've never thought about killing myself. I thought about disappearing. That didn't mean taking my whole life.
Same here.
I really didn't believe in committing suicide because I believe it affects, once you kill yourself, it's over. You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
You affect everybody who knows you, who cares about you.
Yep.
And of course, I hear people go, well, you don't know what it's like. I said, no, I don't know what it's like. But I will say this, never, ever would I ever take my own life. I don't care how bad of a position I'm in. I don't care. I know there's people who would not be okay after that. And how fair is it for me to put them in a position for the rest of their lives that they have to deal with that? I hate people who lose that battle. I hate it. It's almost like you wish you could pause time for a second. Like if there was a way that somebody was on the line of committing suicide and all of a sudden they freeze and it gives people 30 minutes to get around them, to at least hear them out. Some people just want to talk.
Yep.
Like it's not much.
And don't have nobody to talk to. Like you said, it's that feeling of
alone versus lonely.
Yeah, you just feel like, you know, I've been there. I ain't never, like you said, I've never contemplated taking my own life, but I have, what you said, I've definitely contemplated just disappearing, like really taking my little bit of money that I had and just catching a plane somewhere and just literally disappearing, throwing my phone.
Being found,
yeah, getting rid of my phone, everything. But, you know, of course, I could never walk out on my daughter, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the thought has been there because, you know, life has been so stressful at points, you know. But
life in general is just stressful.
Yeah, life in general is stressful. And then when you just don't feel like you have an outlet to relieve that stress other than, you know, and I feel like that's why a lot of times, man, you see a lot of wild shit just happen in the world. A lot of that is just from a person being stressed out, like especially when it's something where you be like, damn, that was unnecessary. Like dude stepped on dude's shoes and he blew his wig off. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
over $250.
Yeah.
Life ended over $250.
Over nothing.
And that man's not right. Somebody who does that or who has that mentality, it's just not right.
Nah, they not right. They not in their right mind. I don't care what nobody say. That's no excuse. I'm not saying that they should be able to plead insanity and get less time and all that, but I'm just saying it wasn't just that instant where the guy stepped on your shoes or whatever petty reason it was. Somebody was going through a lot for them to react like that.
But that's the mental challenges that we deal with. Men are so mentally strong, we can convince ourselves to doubt ourselves over something that we believe in.
Damn, that's crazy.
With nobody in the room.
Yep.
That's how powerful the brain and your mental state is. And that's why, like, when you see people do this crazy stuff, you're like, how? You'll never know until you see it from his mind.
Yeah.
You'll never know it. Disappear for a year. See what happens. I did it. It was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought a meme would actually be so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was in order for me to get myself right. And I'm a different person. Even just, a year later, 5 years later, people who say, oh, I know you. No, you don't. You know the person that you knew years ago. I'm not the same person. You'll never know me that way. Just like being okay, man. If you're friends with somebody, man, it could be the last time you see them.
And I think it's important to let, the people you love know, you know what I'm saying? That, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You need to talk. I'm here, like, sincerely, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we'll go through it together. I'll help you. I'll try my best to help you find a solution to whatever you're going through. Right. I'm not going to use it as artillery if we fall out a year or two from now.
Do you think that's why some men don't?
That's absolutely 100%.
To other men, because other men are, they're even worse than women. Like,
yeah.
At least it hurts worse because it's coming from a relatable place.
Yeah. That's 100%. Yeah. Like that. It's like the jungle out here, bro. You can't. As a man, you can't show no weaknesses, bro. Once I know your weaknesses, okay, I'm preying on you. I'm a predator out here. That's just how the world is, man. It's cold. It's a cold world.
It's an animal instinct.
To find somebody that you can vent to, man or woman, that and I'm a big believer that I don't think you shouldn't be venting to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have your best interests in hand. So it's just, I guess finding that safe space, a safe person that you can, because I do think everybody does need somebody, you know what I'm saying, to vent to. Of course, I'm a big believer, pray to God, you know what I'm saying, vent to God first, you know what I'm saying. But God, I feel like, will send you somebody in the human form that will have your back and that you can vent to. Because it's stuff I know about people, man, that I fell out with years ago. I'm talking probably damn near a decade ago. And I take it to the grave. Is we not even cool no more. Like I have no benefit of keeping what they told me in. I could like really be on some some bullshit and be like, but what is that gonna do to me? And it's not about them. It's about my character. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna expose something like it's hey man, you felt comfortable enough to tell me this about you, so I'm gonna respect that. You know what I'm saying?
What's and more people, me and you is always between me and you, even if it's not cool between me and you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
As men, because we expect for other men to understand us better than anybody. When I was really struggling, I would get very emotional. My lady was there. She knew to give me a shoulder to cry on, but I would never ask for a shoulder to cry on. I can stand in the middle of a room and emotionally break down, and I don't need any help. Because I know in that moment, I don't want somebody to console me. I just need to get my headspace right. And I think keeping a smaller circle helps with that. The bigger circle, the more people, the more voices, the more ideas, the more just confusion. It's almost like, have you ever seen Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
So you remember when he was getting all the prayers and he couldn't concentrate? That's the way I feel that life gets sometimes. And I hate to say it, separation from society in some formal ways is very healthy. It's healthy for your mental state, and everything has been different. The way I think, the way I act, the way I eat, everything has changed because I'm not exposing myself to the narrative of people or the news or the government or whatever, because I'm just isolated. I'm just in the studio creating all the time, and I'm okay. I'm very content with that. I could do this the rest of my life, no problem doing it. I would love to do it with more people. But at what point I'm okay doing it by myself or you and I doing it. And I think you're okay with it as well.
Yeah.
But it's the mental strongness that I think men are obligated to have for being men, But sometimes it's not the mental state that we're told. It's a mental state we see. So just look out for your peoples and just stay close to the people you care about.
like you said earlier, man, it's okay not to be okay. And that's actually a strength, not a weakness, you know, when you, because it's actually a weakness when you just hold everything in and you front and you fake and you lie and say, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm good. That's not a strength. That's a weakness, because later on, eventually, you're going to break. So the strength is actually in letting somebody know, man, and you don't even always have to vent to a person. But if somebody say, man, you good? Nah, man, not really, man. I'm not
I feel
good
that sometimes
right now.
when we get asked that and we say that we're good, at least for me, I do it so I don't burden other people.
Yeah,
You
same.
know, other
same.
people got other stuff going on, so that's the last thing they need to hear is me being down about something. And I think that's why I'm good. I'm good. I really am. Like when I say I'm good, I think most of the time I'm good.
Well, I think as men, we say we good because we still alive. If we
That's
alive
good.
as men, we good.
That's good.
Because we're gonna,
yes.
even if when we not, we're gonna figure it out eventually.
I think more than anything, it's just knowing that no matter what, tell the people that you care about you love them, because it could be the last time that you see them. I buried one of my best friends, and I wish I could have seen him even one more time, even talking to him. So stop letting society give a narrative of what things are, right? You got a friend, man, hey, homie, hit him up. Ask him if he's okay. Take care of your people, because at the end of the day, good people take care of good people.
That's a fact.
I bring it back to life.